What's up, makers? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Nate Javier, and I'm so glad you're here for another day of the 2021 Giftmas. Today, I want to share with you a really cool effect, and that I hate that I'm sharing, but you deserve it. I think you really do deserve it. So, it's a really cool prediction that you can do anytime, anywhere, and it's not a card trick. It uses cards, but it's more of a tool in this one. Here, just check it out. Alright, here is the explanation for my favorite prediction trick in the world. Oh, I love this thing and I can't believe I'm giving it away to you. So Merry Giftmas. I love this thing. Alright, let's just jump into the explanation. All you're going to need for this is a deck of cards. I'm using a pad of paper and a Sharpie. Usually, actually, I perform this with my phone, but that's recording right now, so I can't actually use that. If you want to see a full performance with a real person, and see what I do with my phone, go ahead and click that little link up in the corner. Should be right up there, and you can see exactly what it looks like. Exact same principle, just instead of a pad and paper and pen, use your phone. So this is the world's simplest, easiest way to predict the future. All you're going to need to do is have these objects, and you'll be, doing whatever you want. Here's how it works. I think it's just easier just to jump in. You get a deck of cards. You borrow the deck of cards. Get it from behind the bar. Bring your own deck of cards. And the cool thing is the spectator, your participant, gets to do all the work themselves. All you have to do is look through, make it look like you're counting the cards, making sure they're all there. And then you're just going to take note of whatever the top card is. In this case, we're just going to keep the 2 of hearts from the performance. Square it up. And on and off beat, so if somebody goes to grab a drink or you have a moment to kind of set up a quiet time, you're going to do the secret sneaky move. Here is the secret sneaky move. So you take your pad of paper. I know this says you'll stop on the 2 of hearts. I guess you could actually write this beforehand, but that's why I like the phone, because you can lock the screen. Here's what you're going to do. Underneath, you're going to push off and just drop the rest of the cards. No, seriously, you push off and just hold the card there underneath. Exact same principle with a phone. Some subtleties that go along with this we'll cover later, but that's all you have to do is push whatever that top card is that you memorized underneath the phone, under the pad of paper, underneath the bar napkin that you're using, and that's it. And now you can see I can pretty freely just kind of use my hands and discuss and whatever's going on. And I'll set that off to the side. It hangs out. If I'm using my phone, I'll actually put it on the edge of the table. That way I can just pick it up and that card's still underneath, and I don't have to worry about scraping underneath and hoping to get it. Luckily with this pad, I can actually pick it up pretty easily. So you take your participant, you tell them, okay, I have the coolest thing in the world, you're never gonna believe it. You shuffle the cards as much as you want. So they shuffle as much as they want to their heart's content. Cut it. I think in the performance, you saw me do like a wash shuffle. I love it when they do this, because then they think, oh, there's no way you can get me, Magic Boy, and they freak out later because there's really no way you should have been able to predict it. They do their wash, they do their shuffling, their mixing, give it a cut, and leave it there. Now, here's where the performance comes in. My personal preference is taking it, flicking right through, and pretending like I just memorized all the cards. Yep, here I missed some. Okay, got it. Like, that's gonna matter. So now that's happened. You tell them, oh, I'm going to be able to predict the future. I'm going to be able to tell your every action just by what I do. You then take your pad of paper or your phone. Don't show them the card. Just keep that underneath. You unlock your phone, you go to notes or whatever, and remember, you already have the top card underneath. And then you take your marker, whatever you're using, and write, you will stop on XYZ card. And so in this case, I'm going to keep this message. You'll stop on the 2 of hearts. Awesome. You lock your phone, set it off to the side, or put your paper to the side. It really doesn't matter if they see the prediction now. I prefer that they don't, just because it's on the phone and it gives motivation. I don't always have a pad of paper with me, so it gives them motivation to unlock the phone later on, and you'll see why. But if you have the pad of paper here, I guess even this would be a good time to do subtleties. If somebody's thinking that you're holding the paper suspicious, because you're like, okay, I have to make sure this is all set, okay. No, don't do that. Remember, just hold it like a pad of paper. But if they are burning you, here's what you do. It's called gambler's cop. I don't know where the best angle is for, you know what. You're gonna line up the card so it's right there over your middle finger. Line it up with the edge of your finger. Hold it there, and then all of a sudden it becomes invisible. Ooh, and you just relax your hand. Bring your hand to the edge of the table, hold it there, and then whenever they're done having their little fit, you just take your hand that has the card, slip it back under, re-grip, and there you go. That will take practice. The rest of the effect takes no practice. You can do this in 5 minutes or just immediately if you put your mind to it. I guess what you could also do if you're actually using a pad of paper or a bar napkin is you put it in gambler's cop, and instead of going to your lap or to the edge of the table, you can bring it back, flip this over, so now the card is on the face, and just set it down that way. That way they don't see it. It doesn't ruin the surprise, and it gives them motivation. It gives you motivation to do the move that you, if you want to call it a move, give you opportunity to do the thing that you need to do later. Okay, so let's recap. Your participant shuffles as much as they want. You have a sneaky card underneath. You make a prediction that matches the sneaky card. Now, you tell your spectator, okay, why don't you go ahead, I'm going to give you the instructions beforehand, and you're not going to move until then. I'm not going to change the order of the cards. And what you're going to do is you're going to deal the cards one by one in a single pile. It doesn't need to be nice and neat, just drop them in a pile. And what you're going to do is keep going and stop whenever you want. I take the time to make sure I don't disturb the order, because I already made it look like I memorized all the cards, so I don't want to disturb that order. So they're just going to start going. You encourage them just to do this and just start dealing. They're going to try to get you, and you're just going to stare them straight in the eyes, and then they stop. And then you ask them the important question. Do you want to add cards, take away any? That's completely up to you, and whatever you choose will change the course of this effect. That puts pressure on them, and then it makes them more frustrated and more amazed later because they had free choice asking what if. So it doesn't matter, but we already know what the card's going to be. It doesn't matter that this is going to be this is the Jack of Hearts or the Five of Hearts. If they wanted to add cards, heck, look, they can even take cards from the middle, and it's not going, they can, there, they added it. Oh, here, let's take away some. Here, we'll take away that many. Cool. Doesn't matter. They got the single pile going. You tell them, okay, if you're satisfied, we'll place this down. That's when you take up your prediction, which is on your phone, or I guess in this pad of paper, which right there. And here's what I like to do. I will line it up and drop it and tell them to unlock my phone. Essentially what you just did was you placed your card, the dirty card, right on top of their messy packet. And they're not going to remember how neat it was. That's going to be there. I guess if you weren't surrounded, like people weren't on your left and right, you can go by and technically, if you guys can see this, kind of lean this up like this and just let it drop. Of course, not this direction. That's the exposed view. That'd be really awkward. So I guess from the front, it would look like, all right, why don't you go ahead and take a look at that? Just more subtle. Easiest way though, I still think, with it underneath your phone or your pad of paper, just drop it on, like right here. Right here is the prediction I know that you're looking for. And then you flip it over. You will stop on the 2 hearts. And then you square up the pile. Make it look as dramatic as possible. Take off that single card so that the way there's no trace that they'll remember. And this is when I like to dig into them. Say, you had free choice. And you changed the course of action. 1 less card than there, you would have had the 4 of diamonds. 1 more card, the 6 of spades. But you didn't. You stopped right here. How amazing would it be if this was the 2 hearts? And then they go crazy, you get all the candy that you want from them, and spectacular show. It's great. Right there. All right, that was it. That was my favorite prediction effect to do anytime, anywhere with anyone. Again, you already have that link to the original video where I performed this at C3 in Costa Mesa, I think. This was quite some time ago, but it's still tried and true, and I still perform it in my professional set all the time. I actually did this the other night in a walk around show I did for a couple hours. People loved it. Anyway, if you want to check out more of what we do, hit that top playlist. It's a playlist we put together just for you, or smack that bottom link and see what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, keep making that magic.